You're 7 years old, standing barefoot in the mud of the Nile. Your mother is crying, not out of grief, but pride. To her, this is the moment her son begins his service to a god. A man in a clean white kilt uses a reed pen to mark your name on a piece of broken pottery. This fragment is your enlistment. It is a binding labor contract between your family and the state. Your mother signed the papers because the recruiters promised a steady supply of 3 meals a day, free beer, and a guaranteed place in the afterlife if you die on the job. This isn't a rescue, it's a delivery. You've just been handed over to the largest construction project in human history, becoming a single grain of sand in a machine that will outlast your civilization. By age 8, you are a professional water boy. The Giza site covers 75 football fields, swarming with 20,000 laborers who will collapse from heat stroke without a constant supply of water. You spend your days running up ramps and across quarries to keep them alive. As you dodge limestone blocks, you see that these men are Egyptian farmers from villages across the Nile Valley. They aren't prisoners or foreigners. They are the kingdom's own citizens. They arrive every year when the Nile floods, leaving their submerged fields behind to perform a 3-month labor rotation. The state coordinates their arrival to coincide exactly with the agricultural slack season. While these men suffer on sun-scorched ramps, the pharaoh remains in a palace 40 miles away. You are building his eternal home, yet he is a distant figure who will never walk these quarries. By organizing this seasonal rotation and providing daily rations to thousands of displaced farmers, the state has created a massive, physically lethal welfare program. By 13, you're assigned to a permanent hauling gang. These crews have official names, like the Drunkards of Menkaure, which the workers paint onto the stones as a point of pride. Your gang is responsible for moving a 2.5-ton limestone block from the quarry to the construction ramp. This is a task of pure, sustained physical force. The process relies on wooden sleds, heavy ropes, and a single worker pouring water onto the sand. This water firms the ground, allowing the sled to glide instead of digging in, cutting the required force in half. Because the technology is so brilliantly simple, the human body has to provide every single ounce of physical energy to make it move. The efficiency of the wet sand makes the project possible, but the toll on the workers is devastating. At 16, you notice the turnover on the ropes. Men hauling next to you on Tuesday are often in the cemetery by Wednesday. The skeletons in the Giza graveyards show the reality of the work: crushed vertebrae, severe spinal compression, and debilitating arthritis in men barely out of their teens. The state provided the world's first organized medical care for laborers, but the doctors mostly managed catastrophe. They used wooden splints for fractures and performed amputations to stop the spread of gangrene. These men were free laborers, but their choice was between this exploitation and starvation. They sacrificed their skeletal health to ensure their families were fed during the flood. If you survive the hauling gangs, you can become a master stonemason. This is a year-round role that comes with a state-provided house and a steady supply of grain and linen. You spend your days fitting the white limestone casing stones. Using only copper chisels and plumb bobs, you achieve tolerances so precise that gaps between multi-ton blocks are thinner than a credit card. Your primary fuel is a daily ration of 4 liters of thick, nutritious beer. This liquid bread provides the calories and mild sedation needed to survive the monotony of the craft. To you, these stones aren't a wonder, they are a daily task. You aren't building for history, you are just trying to fit the next block perfectly so you can go home. At age 30, you watch the capstone being set. You have finished a structure that will remain the tallest building on the planet for the next 3,800 years. The finished pyramid gleams in the sun, its white casing stones making it visible for miles. The pharaoh stands on a distant platform to take his place as a god, far removed from the dust of the construction site. He will never know your name, but he doesn't need to. Every stone in that mountain holds the invisible signature of your labor. By 45, you are an old man, watching a new generation of 7-year-olds carry water to the next site. There is always a next site, and the cycle of stone continues. You are eventually buried in a modest grave in the workers' village, directly in the shadow of the monument you helped build. Millennia later, archaeologists examining these bones find the evidence of your life in compressed spines and healed fractures. These physical marks prove exactly who was responsible for the pyramids. The pharaoh claimed the glory and the gold, but the monument itself was bought and paid for by the farmers who built it. The pyramid belongs to you.